Hello everyone, this is Jimmy and welcome to episode 11 of Multiblock Madness, where today I would like to automate the process of filling our blood altar with blood and otherwise crafting in it. So right now I'm still filling the blood altar with my blood, which kind of works out, but I suffer from having a finite amount of blood. I guess that's not technically true. I have an infinite amount of blood. I have a finite amount of food to eat to turn into blood. But anyways, we need a lot of blank slates to continue, or just slates in general, not just blank ones. But to make them, we're gonna have to automate the blood altar. So to do so, I would like to use the digital mob agonizer, which can it's deep mob learning's solution to life essence generation. So if we use a self-aware zombie data model, we get 800 millibuckets of blood every however long this bar takes to go across, and there's various things that can boost it. It's not super fast. I personally find the late game blood generation will probably come from the rituals. However, those are gated behind tier 4 blood altars, and right now we're at 2. So there's quite a bit of work we have to do to get to tier 4, which means instead of self-sacrificing all the way until then, we can just set up the mob agonizer. So to do this, we have to actually make the thing. It's not that bad. It does require sacrifice runes, which require reinforced slates. I think no matter how you do it, you need reinforced slates. So can we reinforce? Can I set this filter from ghost items? No, I cannot. That's obnoxious. All right, turn off. I guess that's one reason maybe we can switch this over to an Ender IO filter. Ender IO filter accepts ghost items, but for now I'll just make a reinforced slate and use it to set the filter. So if you just leave your blank rune in there on a tier 2 or higher altar, it'll continue crafting. And if I'm going to make blank slates, I want to bump up this threshold. I think it takes a reinforced slate. How much blood does it take? 2,000? So 3,000 total. I don't want to start a craft if we have less than 3,000 blood. Alright. There's this. We can set that to withdraw. Turn you back on. Cool. So this will now be crafting reinforced slates for us. We can also use reinforced slates for making the rush slate, but it's not really more efficient, at least not in terms of blood per crush slate, right? A blank slate uses 1,000 blood and makes 2. A reinforced slate uses 3,000 blood and makes 4, but it does use up less of whatever these arcane stones are. So maybe there's a reason to do it. But anyways, that gets our blank slates. I keep hitting tab instead of this to pull up our thing. That gets our blank slates crafted. Let's see, is there anything else in here that's particularly, we have to get an iron sword in there, that's no big deal. Yeah, besides that, there's not much to craft here. This recipe that uses the gems, I find much cheaper than crafting them directly, right? The gem, like 2 blank slates, bam, makes you 4 runes. That's a way better deal than upgrading your blank runes to runes of sacrifice. These machine casings for deep mob learning are insanely expensive. They take a whole block of blood bronze, which, I mean, I guess it's just 9 bronze ingots run through the blood altar, but it takes a tier 2 blood altar to do. It takes, this isn't much, I think this is just some basic plates, but some pulsating iron and night metal. So I don't know where I'm gonna get my night metal from besides the Twilight Forest. I'm hoping that we were given some from the quest. Night. Nope, we were given night slime. Night metal is made from, let's see, there are the seeds. It's a tier 4 seed though, which means if I do this, I won't be able to make void metal seeds. Were we given these armor clusters? They can be loot fabricated. Armor cluster. No, we were not given the armor clusters as a quest reward. So I don't know how I'm going to get my first bit besides like going to the Twilight Forest. I really don't want to. Yeah, none of this becomes night metal. All right, well, I think we have to do Twilight Forest. If I'm going to go to the Twilight Forest, I may as well make a good weapon. And for that, I think I want the laser gun from Tinkers, or what the Tinkers add-on. So I need to make, there's only one way to make the tool forge in this pack. That's with pig iron. You can't, normally you can make the tool forge with any metal, but I think only pig iron is enabled here. So we have to make pig iron, and I don't think we can make the ingot directly. Nope, we have to mix it. Let's see, in the high oven. So it's iron plus pork, bone meal, and sugar makes pig iron. Into the high oven it all goes, and there we go. That's some pig iron. I'm gonna make a bit more than I strictly need, just so that if we need more in the future, I don't have to make another batch. Okay, I guess that's all the pig I had, so the rest just will smelt into normal iron. I thought the high oven could only have one fluid in it at a time. Apparently not. All right. Anyways, we have to pour it into there. I'm gonna cast the rest out as blocks as well, just to not have left. Actually, hold on. If I turn this off now, is this not the cleaning it amount? We'll cast the rest out as instead. Give me that, because the smart output is so much faster than the casting basin. Anyways, there's our pig iron, whatever, tool forge. So to make the laser gun, let's see what exactly it is. It's a battery. I wasn't sure if it was a tough rod or not. So it's a battery, a tough rod, a laser medium, and a pipe piece. So I think the laser medium defines the damage, the battery defines the RF capacity, and the other two are just for traits. So let's first start by making stencils for all of these. Tough rod, that's a pan. No. Batteries cost 8. That's an expensive battery. So battery, tough rod, laser. Dang, that's 12. These have gotten more expensive than before. And laser medium. All right, I want to make the laser medium out of diamantine, the cell out of manulin. The tough rod will be out of probably Rustonia for the trait, and that leaves what, the pipe piece. Which, let me double check that there is a damage stat on it, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter. So we can really take anything here. Take for its trait, probably. Turns out that manulin cannot be made in the smeltery. In fact, we can't make manulin at all yet, despite it being the Tinker's alloy. None of the Tinker's alloying systems can make it. We need a alloy smelter of some sort to make it. So anyways, instead I'm going to make the piece I was going to make out of manulin, the battery, out of fluix crystal. So I was definitely expecting, there we go, 32, there we go. Fluix crystal has a trait where it can, I think it's called Portly Gentleman. I think it can pick up mobs. So the battery, right? Is that what Portly Gentleman does? Can we look it up here? Take less fall damage. That's cool. Shift or click an entity to capture it. Yeah, there we go. So it can act as like a mob imprisonment tool type thing, which I don't know. I guess it's nice. Anyways, the laser medium, oopsies, diamantine. The start unpicking stuff here. All right, this one will be tough rod, will be Rustonia. I want the hearts effect. The more hearts, the more health you have, the more damage you deal. And if you notice, we have a lot of hearts. And lastly, the pipe, which one? Laser medium pipe piece. I was gonna make out of emeradic just for the high durability. I don't even know what these do. I don't attack players, and I guess that's fine. But I just want the high durability from it. All right, put it all together into a laser gun. All right, so this thing has 13 damage by default, but I think we do a lot more than that. It counts as a melee weapon, which is, you know, a little weird. But I definitely want to. Wow, I don't even have that much lapis. I was going to say I want to max out fortune on it, but I don't have enough lapis to do so. Let's get our target dummy rod and just see how much damage it deals. Last use. Yeah, 58 damage, as opposed to the 13, whatever it said it does. So it does so much damage that I don't even need to put sharpness on it. I just want to put lapis on it. And I'm a little short on lapis, so let's go mine out 1 lapis vein. Oh, magical vein finder. Find me a vein. Let's break out the fortune pick, the super fortune pick, and see how much we get. 5 stacks of lapis off. What was that, like 5 pieces of ore? Off to the Twilight Forest we go. So we have to go through the Twilight Forest through its regular progression path, despite taking the Twilight Forest reward. Oh well. Step 1 is to kill a Naga. I guess maybe we don't have to kill a Naga. No, you have to kill a Naga in order to unlock the, oh look, we literally spawned next to one. You have to kill a Naga to unlock the Lich Tower. So, let's just kill one real quick. It shouldn't be too difficult. Pew, 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 pew. Alright, Naga down. You need, I think it's advancement based, so without the advancement, the Lich Tower is like protected by a barrier. Anyways, which way was it to the Lich Tower? This way. We have to go kill the Lich in the tower. There it is. And because we can effectively fly, we'll just break in the top. It's not the way in. Looking awfully not the way in. Nope, there it is. Hello, Lich. This fight has some mechanics. You can't just shoot him. You have to like bounce his bouncy balls back to him or something. Shoot your bouncy ball at me. That one's real. That one's real? You shoot the bouncy balls back at him until he loses his shields. Whoopsies. I was gonna try to... Whatever, I killed him. Before continue on, I'm gonna go home and make a scanner as well as a block scanner module. Make this? Yeah. Well, make a couple of these. I want one for range and one for block. I want to pre-tune our block module to obsidian. So we put this in here and now I can use the scanner to find obsidian. Why do I need that? Ooh, there's obsidian lakes there apparently. Well, I'll show you soon enough. Back in the Twilight Forest, next stop is the night lair thingy. So I see one over here. It's in the dark wood here. Turn that humming off. They can be a little hard to find even with the scanner because I don't have the block to scan for it. So we just kind of have to punch our way through and look for the entrance. Remarkably bright in here. Do I have night vision from something? Well, I don't know why it's so bright in here. Normally it's really hard to see. But anyways, let's see if we can find ourselves an entrance. Usually, up there, that looks like one. And, kill the evil mobs. Cool. So, whoopsies. This is not quite the entrance. This side. Alright. So, went to... Huh? Did the entrance here get misgenerated? Alright, so, the hunt continues. Right? Ah, this is weird. It over there? Oh, that's a creeper. No. Here's one. They look... What you're looking for are these blocks. And normally you can't just break your way into the... Yeah, I don't know why I can. Normally it doesn't let you. But maybe it's because I took the quest reward. I don't know. But if you put a trophy on there, it opens it and lets you in. Now that we're in here, this is when our scanner shines. So if we just use a scanner to look for obsidian, we are looking for probably this room here. You're looking for the obsidian bits in the dungeon because, yeah, each of these is like one of the boss rooms, and that's what you want. So let's head over to one of them. You can also like try to do the dungeon, but you know, why do the dungeon when you can break into the boss room, right? Alright, once you get here, that thing spawns the bosses. You kill the bosses. They drop... Wait, do these guys drop the thing? Maybe not. Yeah, they do. They drop these armor shards. and these items, which can be melted down into more of the night metal. I think these could be melted into night metal. I hope they can be melted into night metal. They can. So I'm gonna, here's room number 1. I'm gonna scan, find another room, and just go do a couple of these for their drops. They're, again, if you look in here, they're surrounded by obsidian, presumably to like make it harder to break in, but it also just kind of gives away their location. There's plenty more to do in the Twilight Forest, but I think we're just gonna call it there for now. If we have to go back later, we'll go back later. All of this gear is not really particularly useful as like equipment. I mean, I guess it has smashing on it. Maybe that can ore double. Don't really care. We're just gonna melt it all. Uh-oh. Cannot melt the armor. I see. But we can melt the weapons? Okay, well that'll do that. This we probably need an arc furnace to recycle. No, even with an arc furnace we can't recycle it. Alright, well I guess we just have it then. Is it better than my armor? Probably not. My leggings are broken, don't have new leggings. Alright, we'll cast it. Let's turn 4 ingots into ingots in case I want to make the seed. 2, 3, 4, and then the rest will turn into I may have made a 5th one on accident, whatever. The rest will turn into gears. I'll melt one of these back so that we have an exact number, because I think I have 3 ingots left. So 4 gears. It takes 1 gear each to make these soot covered frames. These casings are a bit pricey from the get-go, so I'm only going to make 1 for now. We'll come back and make more later. I did notice that there's a quest here to make the loot fabricator, which rewards another casing, which basically means it refunds its own cost. So let's start by making the loot fabricator, even though we can't really use it yet, but it's free. So we'll make that, and then we'll make ourselves a mob agonizer. To make the digital mob agonizer, we need Rustonia gears, which cannot be made in the smeltery because you can't melt red Rustonia. So we need to make a metal press for it. I believe that comes before the compactor by a fair bit. So anyways, I have a metal press in a capsule. Whoopsies. Is that the right way? Looks right to me. Let's form it with our hammer. What block we click? That one. And then I want it to do gears, so we put the gear mold on. We're going to feed it with a item conduit. You have to, if you're doing gears, you have to feed it 4 items at a time. I believe if you feed it 1 item at a time, it doesn't work reliably. So we're just going to use item conduits, which conveniently do 4 items at a time. Anyways, those go in, and then the thing still needs power. So let's get it a little bit of power. Something like that. Cool. So this metal press is definitely faster than metal presses normally are in immersive engineering. I'm okay with that. You can time in a bottle, I believe it's that one, to make it even faster. But there's a couple of the gears. There we go. Now we're chugging. Power wise, I actually want to switch this up a bit. I no longer want to rely on ember power, so I think we're just gonna get rid of that. Our power will no longer come from embers, but come exclusively from these thermal electrics, which produce way more than the ember power generator could and doesn't consume any fuel at all. So, alright, now that we have this, let's make ourselves one mob agonizer. If memory serves me right, this doesn't use power. Nope, I lied, it does use power. So we're going to have to, let's just read the quest for it. There we go. There's a linker that we need to make as well. I wonder if it'll accept our divination sigil. Hopefully it doesn't consume this sigil. I guess it's no big deal if it does. We can just make another one. It did. Okay. So anyways, we need an altar linker, the thing itself. And let's see, we can put it needs power, so I'm just going to leave it here for now, even though it's... let's just run power up to our altar. That many cables. I want it to be right here. I guess because that doesn't block the chest. There we go. Now we can use the altar linker to link it to the altar. Now any blood that gets generated in here gets sent to the blood altar. In order for it to generate blood, we need a data model that's leveled up at least to basic, although ideally all the way to self-aware. So what I'm going to do is probably head to the nether. The pigmen count as pigmen count as zombies, I believe, which makes it pretty easy to level the zombie data model, because it shouldn't be that hard to run across significant numbers of pigmen, and we can just blast them from afar. So anyways, hold this so we can see how we're doing. Yeah, we have to kill these. We don't necessarily have to go all the way to self-aware tier, but might as well, because you generate a lot more blood at self-aware. Keep in mind, leveling through that is going to take way too long. There's just not enough pigmen in the end. When it's not a void world, they spawn too spread out to be easily chased down to level up off of them. So instead, I'm going to level it up through DML trials. For that, we need to make the trial keystone. This is what we actually run the trials with, and then we need some trial keys. So this recipe's changed a bit, but doesn't look that bad. We have to smash up some of our diamonds. These aren't terribly cheap, costing a pearl and 4 diamonds each, but oh well. Let's start by making 2 of these. Oh wow, I only have 11 ender pearls. Alright, so 2 of these. To attune them, we have to kill a mob of a type while we have... Oh, we completed the quest. What was that quest? Must have been earlier. Ah, we've completed chapter 1. Hey, look, we get a free trial key for that. Is that attuned? No, it is not. Alright, well, I'll take it. This one here in chapter 2. Look, we got another free trial key. Alright, well, I mean, I'll take free things. But anyways, to attune them, I assume they don't come attuned. We have to kill a mob while having the learner in our inventory with the model in it. So right now I want to attune it to our zombie. Actually, I don't want to attune it. I'm going to go get our zombie model to the next tier. So right now it's basic, 6 kills from the next tier. We may as well get the next tier first. The difficulty of the trial, and thus the number of mobs you see, is dependent on the tier of your trial. So the higher tier trials are marginally harder, but significantly more rewarding. Hey, give me a... Oh, that's a new animation. Give me the... Thank you. Where's my advance? Where's my return to sender? Rude. Didn't even get a... Oh, Enderman. We'll kill those for their pearls down. But yeah, I didn't even see a gas tier drop. Ah, cool. Kill that, level it up to advanced, good. Then take these out of my inventory, or put them in my inventory so we can attune them. So now they are advanced tier trial keys. Let's head home and set up our trial keystone. This needs a 15 by 15 perfectly flat area around it, I believe, in order to work. So we might have to knock out a little bit of terrain. Maybe this here is large enough an area. Let's see if it'll accept it. Nope. Alright, I filled in the hole. It seems to like it now. So, all we have to do, put the key in. It rewards us with pristine matter, which might be useful. Pristine, first of all, can we make these? No, not for some time. Didn't think so. Okay, but pristine zombie matter in a loot fabricator can be turned into things I mostly don't care about. Didn't think it'd be useful. But the thing is, when you do it, this spawns zombies. And these count... Oh, these don't count for the purpose of leveling up your data model? Well, that's not so useful then. Alright, we might have to go to plan C then. No, that one counted. I guess husks aren't. They're zombie enough to spawn in the trials, but they're not zombie enough to count for purposes of leveling up the data model. Anyways, I'm going to do a couple of these keys until we get our data model up to self-aware tier. Nice little trick if you want it to go faster. Well, I've already done it, but if you time in a bottle the trial keystone, it just spawns all the mobs at once, which is kind of nice. Although it looks like the mobs that get killed by the lightning effect don't count. Yeah, I didn't get many effective kills off that. This is not all that efficient, is it? Let's go to plan C. That is to get a pickaxe. Give it... There we go. Give it silk touch, and then go pick up a spawner. So if we silk touch a spawner, it because of, I think it's hypothesis, we get the spawner as a placeable item, and then a spawner seeker can help us find that. Maybe. Doesn't matter if it's the wrong kind of spawner for now. That's a skeleton spawner, but we'll make it work. So we'll pick up the spawner. Oh, get some lag. Get a lot of lag. There we go. What loot is there? Wow, there's a lot of loot very close. Take one of those. Take one of those. Because this is the skeleton spawner, we have to turn it into a zombie spawner. For that, we'll make a what is this called? A mob swab, and then go find ourselves a skeleton or a zombie to swab. For now, I guess I will turn off our anti-spawner ritual. How do I do that? There we go. Which should allow mobs to spawn nearby. Tag him with your swab, and now you have his DNA on it. Is once enough? Yeah. Let's get our ritual running again. So these got whoopsies. Did I switch that to? Nope, I did. Cool. All right. So then the tooltip says here we have to craft it with a bucket of EXP and some seeds. Get a bucket of EXP. I find it pretty easy just to stand on one of these EXP drain tanks for a couple seconds. Converts your experience into liquid. Grab a bucket of it. That, the seed, the swab gives us genetic chicken feed. And then we have to find a volunteer. I think there are some wild chickens over yonder. Hello, chickens. Thanks for volunteering. And they explode. Happy birthday, Daco, whoever that was. And that gives us a spawn zombie item. We can then use this on a spawner to change it. So right now this is a skeleton spawner. Click it, and I should have changed it into a zombie spawner. Why are you not a... No, you are a zombie spawner. The tooltip is just wrong. Let's pick it up again so that we can have it say. There we go. Yeah, so it's a zombie spawner. And then we can speed it up with various items. I'm going to look up what exactly it is. Is there an hypothesis book? There's a lot of hypothesis books, but these are enchanted books. I'm just going to look it up online. AI so kindly helps us here. Actually, it tells us the items we need. So what I'm going to do initially is place it, give it a redstone control so that it only runs when given a redstone signal. Now we can actually apply our upgrades in peace. So anyways, the most important one is sugar that decreases spawn delay. Apparently we can only have 2 of them. If we pick it up now, do we see the improved stats? Yeah, min delay 0. Cool. And then we can reduce the max delay with clock. So yeah, I'm going to go through and put a bunch of these things in to make it a much better, more powerful spawner. These spawners might be a lot stronger than I recalled them being. All I put on it was, let me see the stats. I guess I have to pick it up for that. All I put on it was min and max delay. I didn't change anything else. And it sure looks like it's going to spawn 4 zombies every tick, assuming we're not at the max count. Which means that if we combine this with like a mob grinder of some sort, it'll make a lot of zombies. So it might need darkness, based on the fact that I'm not getting any. As long as you pick it up with the silk touch tool, you get the spawner back, so you don't have to worry about like losing it or anything. Sure, let's just like ourselves a spawn room. Good enough, right? There we go. Alright, this will make it very easy to level up our data model. Pew pew. It's a shame that the kills from the lightning bolts don't count, because I'm getting a lot of kills here. And I think like most of them are to the lightning bolts. But even then, it's going to take me 2 or 3 minutes to go through superior tier, so I'm not going to complain. Pew pew. We get a lot of EXP from this too, not that I need EXP. I broke my laser gun partway through this, but that's okay. A broken laser gun is still a perfectly serviceable melee weapon. Now I'm just trying to turn this off so that I can leave, because I'm done. And that's proving to be remarkably difficult. Come on, let me just hit the lever. There we go. Clean it up. We got a bunch of useless drops. Give me my spawner back. And honor, please. There we go. All right, so now we have our data model up to self-aware tier. I don't think I care about this loop that we can't see anyways. So let's drop off all this useless stuff, and then we can use this data model now. Oh, did I put the spawner away already? I did. Okay. Put all this away. I don't need this pickaxe for the foreseeable future, I think. Take our data model out of the learner and use it to start generating blood. So if we just put it into here, it begins the process of generating blood. 512 RF a tick and it's going down? Really now? Well, we should be making way more than 512 RF a tick. Yeah. Why is this? Do I have to explicitly set you to output? No, right? You just work. Ah. What's the matter here? Oh, now it's going up. Alright, so I guess I did have to set it down, but really, I thought Ender.io, maybe it's only when you connect them to, when capacitor banks are connected to, where am I going with this? When capacitor banks are connected to Ender.io conduits, they auto output. But whatever. Now that this is working, we are automatically producing blood, 800 millibuckets every... I don't know how often it is, but it's plenty for now. We can boost it by using the matter drops that come from deep mob learning. I think they tell me how much. Yeah, 2x for overworld matter, up to 2.5 for that, or 2.7 for this, or even we can use glitch hearts, or even more. 5x, but we simply don't need that much blood right now. Our blood usage, right, is limited by how fast the altar crafts, not how. Yeah, the altar crafts slower than we generate blood, which means we don't have to worry about speeding up our blood generation. Now we can even increase this to like 4 items at a time. By crafting 4 items at a time, we reduce the amount of like timeout overlay that the blood altar has while it's crafting. So anyways, we can further speed it up by time in a bottling it, and I presume when time in a bottled, we'll have to at least come close as far as time in a bottling this to keep its blood up, but we don't make that much extra energy. Whatever, this is a significant improvement, makes us slates significantly faster. So our goal, once again, was to make the runic matrix, which takes 64 blank runes at 6 slates each. Right, 6 in the squeezer as well. Whereas each piece of reinforced slate makes, what, 4? So it's 1.5 reinforced slates per. So I've already forgotten how many I needed. 64 at 1.5 per, I need 96 reinforced slates. So I'm going to help this along with the time in a bottle. We can slightly further improve our blood generation by making runes of sacrifice and then exchanging these or those blank runes. I believe because this is a tier 1 altar, even though it accepts 8 runes, they don't actually all do anything. I think the tier 1 altar only uses a 4 on the, or tier 2 altar rather, only uses the 4 runes on the, like the primary axis to function. That dropped my lever, didn't it? Did I put my lever on you? No. Well, if I had a divination sigil, I'd check. Does this tell me? So this is 1120, which is how much more than 80? Each one adds 10%. So if this is 40% more than 800, what's 1.4 times 800? Wow, what a coincidence. It's exactly 1120. Oh, it says right here, 1.4. Yeah, so only the sacrifice runes on the like 1, 2, oopsies, 2, 3, 4 count, even though these are required to make the altar tier 2. I'm not quite sure why that's the case. Tier 2 altars is kind of unique like that. Anyways, once we get to the tier 3 altar, we get access to all of these runes here as well. Like the 10 or 20 around it. Each tier we go up adds more functional rune slot, and tier 3, sorry, turns on these in the corner as well. But anyways, yeah, back to, I guess, just crafting a lot of reinforced slates. the beauty of this altar now is that it's fully automated. I no longer have to babysit it. Now, if I want to speed it up with the time in a bottle, obviously I still have to. But otherwise, I can just leave it here, walk away, and then when I come back, it'll be done with crafting. It'll, over time, convert these arcane stones into reinforced slates, or whatever I configure the output servo here to extract, right? So since I have extracted reinforced slates, it'll craft a reinforced. If I want blank slates, I just configure you for blank slates. But yeah, I think we're out of time for today. So what I'm just going to do is wrap up here for today. We'll be back next time after this crafting is done. And I'm just going to walk away and let it do its thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.